Hello and welcome to Chandra's DOTA, a show where I am Noah and I describe heroes from Dota 2 to Chan, who has no Dota experience, so he has to draw them based solely on my description. Check the description for the completed drawing. This episode is Batrider. Batrider is a hobgoblinish yellow-green man riding a big red-orange bat. The size difference between the two is pretty unfavorable for the bat. The bat's torso is barely big enough for Batrider to stand on, so it looks like the bat has some trouble keeping afloat. Batrider crouches, lean forward on the bat's hindquarters. Bats have to be light to fly, that's just science, and this bat is carrying something that probably weighs more than it does, so Batrider must just go through tons of bats. He just wears them dry. I don't know, is that the right phrase? The bat is orange-red and has one of those vampire bat snouts. It has a bunch of spread out, short, sharp teeth. Its ears kind of look like a cat's, but turned outwards more. It's also wearing a mask that covers everything except its nose and mouth area, and it has these big ears poking out. So it can't see anything because its eyes are covered, which I guess doesn't matter because bats don't need to see. They use their... The mask is shiny gray with red kind of tribal designs that form spirals where its eyes would be. It has bat wings. They're somewhat short and they're black and have those long orange finger-like supports going through them. The bat wings are also connected down to his little bat legs. Also, he's got that little bit of wing that connects his legs to his tail. His tail is long and red, kind of ratty looking, with goofy physics. If you look closely, it acts like it's a alien symbiote worm that's latched on to the bat's tail spot. The bat has long body hair for a bat that sticks close to its body, presumably because it's a texture on a video game character, and 3D hair looks terrible on game characters. The hair on his upper back, shoulders, and chest is brown. His two little bat legs go straight back and turn black towards the feet. You could barely call them feet. It looks more like his legs split into two long, thin toes at the bottom, and these curl upwards. Now onto the rider. So Batrider is a muscly guy with orange hair and yellow-green skin and a hobgoblin face. His skin is bright yellow, but his features and muscle definition, they're pronounced with smudged greenish lines, like when you use a yellow highlighter on wet ink. He's got a hobgoblin face, one of those faces that are shaped like a crescent moon in profile. So he's got a long curved jaw with a large chin that pokes out, and he's got a large nose that juts out and down. He's also got a creepy devilish grin at all times, and he's got pointed ears, but not like long elvish pointed ears. They're more like Vulcans. He's wearing those wraparound flying goggles around his forehead. They have straps that dangle down where his sideburns would be, and these are long enough to reach the bottom of his head, but they just dangle straight down. They're not connected to anything. Above the goggles, he's got bright orange hair that kind of goes up and back and flows in the wind. It kind of looks like a torch, like a long torch. If this rested like normal hair, it would reach probably the bottom of his head. His left eye is brighter yellow with a little black pupil. He also has going through his right eye a vertical scar, making that eye darker and pupilless. It's kind of like Scar from The Lion King or Her Star from Preacher. That's a reference everybody knows. He wears one of those orange-brown hoodie vests, which were created solely for dudes to show off their arms. And Batrider's pretty ripped for a dude who doesn't even walk for himself. But I guess if the bat's lurching around everywhere, try and support this dude who weighs more than he does, they'd probably work out Batrider's core a lot. Where was I? The vest. The vest is open in the front, and it looks like the arms were torn off to make it into a vest. The hood is bright blue. Also, he wears a thin, dirty, seafoam colored cape with a few sewn patches on it. He's wearing fingerless blue clothes. He kind of looks like a hobo. All of his clothes are all dirty and stuff, dirty and ripped. He's wearing fingerless blue gloves, worn with holes, and orange-brown wrist wraps that cover the front half of his forearms. Also, he only has 3 fingers on each hand. He's wearing pants, but just barely. They're kind of like culotte length. They end just below the knee. I think culottes are longer. They're kind of like breeches in length. They end just below the knee. They're brown, and the stitching on the insides and outsides of his legs are really spread out and poorly done. So you can see like a strip of skin showing in places. It doesn't look like it would take much to bust out of those. And the bat's bucking around a lot, so I'm sure there have been accidents. He's got 2 big orange-brown ceramic jugs or bottles on his right hip and a coiled whip on his left. He's wearing dirty, dull-looking like blue wraps on his feet. They only cover like the middle of his foot. They look like those little arch support braces, so maybe he's got some problems there. So that's Batrider. He's a dirty, raggedy hobo goblin riding a giant orange bat. Hobgoblin. Hobgoblin or hobo goblin? That's improv. I should say improv every time I improv something.